Oh my god, you're gonna absolutely stink. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And today is actually a subscriber recommended craft project. Kill it now! That's right, Shropshire Girl on Instagram commented suggesting I should try wet felting. And you ask, you shall eventually receive. Hey, what's that on my arm? I don't know, I'm so dirty. Yeah, so because I haven't done wet felting before, I thought I would buy this little kit. It's from thefeltbox.co.uk, not sponsored at all. And it looks like I'm going to be making a little oven glove.
What the fuck is that?
And I thought, for some reason, wet felting was the same as needle felting. I think because it's got the word felting in it. But after doing a little bit of research, they're two very different things. Who'd have thought it? Let's get this opened and see if I can actually do some wet felting. I don't think it should be too hard.
Haha.
Also, I'm just looking at this. The design of this oven mitt is absolutely terrifying. Look at that. Does anyone actually even want to make that? And then also it says it's got a bonus design. That's the bonus design. What the hell is that? It looks like a glove with a bit of mould on it. But we'll see. Hopefully mine will look a little bit less scary than theirs. Okay, so we have a lot of felt. Oh my god, look at all this. A step-by-step instructions for making your own oven glove. And then some like subscription stuff, some more information about wool. And the mouldy bonus design, which I don't think I want to make that. It looks proper ugly. I don't understand why you would include that. It's so gross. We'll make the scary face one. So what I'll need, carded wool. I assume this is carded wool. Wool in different shades, orange, yellow, pink for decoration. A bowl of warm soapy water and a bar of soap. I do have a bar of soap. It's a special soap though. It's a sulfur soap and it smells like farts. And I wash my face with it. Yes, I wash my face with fart soap. It's supposed to be nice for like reducing redness in your face, okay? That's what I read online, and you know what? It hasn't done a single thing. I swapped my soaps. Before I was washing my face with a silic acid soap or whatever, and then I swapped it to the sulfur fart soap, and it's done nothing. That's what happens when you listen to the internet, and they all tell you different things, and you go buy the stupid products, and nothing works. But anyway, I need soap, blah blah blah, bubble wrap. I've got bubble wrap, thick plastic foam, or similar for a template, scissors, old towel, disposable gloves, mesh fabric, rolling pin. Well, like I haven't got any. I didn't realise it needed all these extra things. Right, I tell you what, I'll go grab these extra materials. Well, do I even have some of that stuff? Thick plastic foam. Who has thick plastic foam? I know I've got a lot, to be fair, probably do have some thick plastic foam somewhere. Right, I'll have a little hunt around and see if I can find all these bits. So give us 1 second and I'll be back. Okay, so I think I've got all my materials. So my first step is to make a template. I'm just going to use parcel tape. I think that'll be fine. Oh, maybe I do need plastic because it needs to be waterproof. Oh, you know what? I'll use some vinyl foam stuff. I didn't really want to use this. I'm keeping this for a rainy day because it's like fancy vinyl stuff. And also, I don't know whether you can see that on camera, but it's so dusty. Just don't judge, it's okay. Right, so I'm drawing a template. I'll avoid the dusty side, I'll use the side that isn't dusty. Place your hand on the foam sheet and draw around it. Make a second outline 5 centimeters larger on all sides. Cut along the larger line, this will be your template. Okay. Right, template done. Okay, what's next? Place bubble wrap bumpy side up. We'll take it step by step. Bubble wrap bumpy side up. And then lay the wool out as evenly as possible. They look like they're using pink. I'm just gonna follow the exact instructions so I don't do anything wrong. And then if I do something wrong, I can blame them. At the end of the day, when I'm doing something, I always think the worst thing that can happen is you just do it wrong. I think that prevents people from trying new things. But like, everyone makes mistakes. You have to learn somewhere. I have literally no idea what I'm doing, but hopefully eventually it'll just kind of click and I'll understand it a little bit more. Haha. Okay, I feel like that's right. Approximately 1 to 1.5 centimeters. I think this is very thick, but it's spongy, so I don't know. I think it's alright. So, template on. Put the pattern on top of the wool and gently pinch off the wool around the shape of the template, leaving a blah 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 overhang. So we're just like taking all of this back off. You want like a little bit of an overhang. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Step 3. Gently lay the mesh fabric over the top of the wool. Sprinkle with warm soapy water. There should be enough soap in the water for it to cling a little to your fingers. I don't know what that means. I'm taking this off now, aren't I? So now gently lay the fabric mesh over this. They could have included the fabric mesh inside the kit, I'm not gonna lie. Sprinkle with warm soapy water. Put on your protective gloves, optional, and repeatedly press the wool through the net. You need to press all over the wool with the palm of your hand and get the wool wet and flatten it down. Do not rub and make sure the wool does not spread outside of the mesh fabric. A small lather should form, and when you press, you should see foam and not water. When the wool is evenly wet and flat, gently rub wool through mesh with soap. Collect any excess water with towel. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. At the end of the day, this company specialises in wet felting kits, so I'm trusting them. Okay, that feels nice and wet. I honestly have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I feel like I've followed all the instructions. Okay, so now I'm getting my bar of fart soap and I'm just rubbing that over the top. Oh my god, you're gonna absolutely stink. I wonder why I have to do this for. I learn not to question things, I just do as I'm told. Okay, I feel like that's soaped up enough for me. Collect any excess water with a towel. I don't think I've got any excess. Oh yes I do, I have quite a lot. Carefully remove the net and correct the bottom edge of the template. Align the wool to the edge by folding any extra overhanging wool upwards and away from the armhole.
She has no idea.
I'll take this off. We've got a flat bit of wool. Is this supposed to look like a glove yet? It is. Oh god, mine doesn't look like a glove yet. Surely I could just cut round this. Flipping over, place your second layer of bubble wrap on top, bumpy side down, and turn the whole bubble wrap sandwich over so you now opposite side facing up. It would be great if this instruction manual could string a sentence together because there's so many mistakes. It's really messing with my mind. I struggle reading it the best of times, and then when you make mistakes it makes it even harder for us. Like this sentence does not make sense. Place your second layer of bubble wrap on top, bumpy side down, and turn the whole bubble wrap sandwich over so you now opposite side facing up. You now opposite side facing up. What?
Look out! He's got a nug!
Okay, so I need another bit of bubble wrap. I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit of an arse on, isn't it? So now it wants the bubbles facing down on top of there, and we're gonna have a bubble wrap sandwich. Over it goes. Okay, remove the top piece of bubble wrap. Okay, get rid of this one. So now what am I doing?
Ending it all.
Fold the wool that extends beyond the edge of your template onto the top of so that the wool wraps around the whole thing. If you are short of wool in some places, you will need to add a little more and fold over to the back, gently lifting the template as you do. Okay, so I need my template back, but it's opposite now. Oh, well, I suppose I could just turn the other way around. I'm gonna fold it inside of itself. I think I'm doing this right. I don't know. It can't be folding over the template because otherwise you won't be able to get the template out. That makes sense to fold it underneath. At the end of the day, I've got scissors and I can cut stuff off if I need to. Next, repeat your previous actions by laying the wool out as evenly as possible, covering to cover the remaining visible template. What are you talking about? I don't know what I'm doing. I actually don't know what I'm doing. Am I supposed to keep this in? I can't keep this in. Also, it does want this template in, but I'm not going to be able to use my template because I've used the wrong material. Okay, so I think it basically wants mesh over this, and we're going to create like a pocket. I don't know what I'm doing. If you can't tell, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not going to lie, when I bought this kit, I was like, oh, this is actually going to be quite fun. I don't think I'm enjoying it that much. I'm just not. It feels like a proper art on. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. It feels, you know when something feels like proper bitty? It feels bitty. I think it's because I don't understand really what I'm doing. So I feel like I'm just kind of going in blind. I've got a little bit of an idea, but I can't like envision in my mind this turning into a glove. I could be wrong, and by the end of this I might be amazed. I'm like, wow, I've got a glove. But I don't know, I just can't see it happening. Okay, so I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this completely wrong. It doesn't need mesh in that layer. It just needs wool over the top of this, does it? I kind of get it, but I still don't understand how this is going to be a glove, because I'm just going to stick all this together together? How is it going to have like a hollow bit in between? We'll soon find out, I suppose. I feel like it's because my template wasn't right. I think the template needs to be in there, but I'm not going to be able to get it back out. They don't really explain it very well. Let us read ahead and see if it makes more sense the further I go. No, it doesn't feel like... I don't think... Oh, wait. Remove the template. Yeah, so there's supposed to be a template inside of here. That's what I was wondering. I can't keep this in here and get this back out because I feel like it's too thick. Oh, I'm just going to try it. I'm going to have to. I'm literally going to have to, otherwise it's not going to work. I should have really had like an acetate, and they should have really provided acetate for you if it was that important and that crucially important to making a stupid oven glove. As you can tell, I'm getting really irritated with myself. I don't think I'm going to piss around and add a face to this. I'm just telling you that right now, but I feel like I understand what I'm aiming for. We will get there. Stick this over, and I'm doing exactly the same thing again. Okay, I've done that. I'm just wondering whether I need to do the whole bubble wrap thing again. I don't think I do. Making a loop, I don't think I want to make a loop. I don't think I want to put a face on it. I honestly just want to make sure that this is working. Because if I decorate it and stuff and it hasn't worked, it's going to be a waste of time. Now you need to roll the wool, which will shrink the felt, making our work firmer. This process is called fulling. Cover your work with a second sheet of bubble wrap. Make sure your work is flat. So I need to take this off, don't I? Bumpy side down. Obviously my stencil's still in here, and I'm a little bit concerned as to how I'm going to get it out. Roll and pin and roll it 20 times, pressing down. So this is fulling the felt. We're fulling it. There's surprisingly a lot of water left in this. Okay, I think I've done that. Oh, I need to flip it and roll it again. Alright, so much water everywhere. At least it makes some fun sounds. I think it'll be an absolute miracle if I've got an oven mitt, you know. I don't know what this is going to look like, but I don't think it's going to look very good. But I don't understand how I'm going to get this bit out of the centre of it. Remove the template. How? This has worked. Oh, whatever. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh, this is shit. I don't know why I thought. I think it's because I decided to do an oven mitt. I should have really kept it simple and done something else. I don't understand what this is. I'm actually really angry. I am really, really furious with it. I just don't understand. It's all like dry and wet at the same time. It's all gonna fall apart. Look at the state of it. I hate it. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I've found this incredibly frustrating today. I think it's because I've tried to make an oven mitt, and I think an oven mitt was actually quite a more advanced wet felting craft idea when you haven't done wet felting before. I should have kept with like a lovely little landscape or something. They look really easy and nice to do. An oven mitt, why did I think I could make a 3D object with this entire process and I haven't got the right materials because the kit didn't provide the right materials? As I was doing this, I was getting myself more and more worked up because I knew it wasn't going to work, and I knew what I was doing wasn't going to work, and it started to get me more and more irritated, and I could feel myself getting more and more angry, but I just tried to keep it held down and tried to keep my shit together, but I knew I couldn't. I'm not happy.
Really?
Well, I'm sorry that this ended up being a bit of a shitter. I feel like I haven't had a shitter in a while. I feel like I haven't had a proper disaster of a video in a while, and I was doing so well, and then Wet Felton came along. And it was just like, I'm here to ruin the day. I think the worst thing about it is I knew as I was going, it wasn't going to work. Yet I still, for some reason, just kept going with it. I knew it wasn't going to work. I knew I was doing it wrong. But mark my words, I will be coming back to Wet Felton because I know I can do it. I 100% know I can do it. I started off with the wrong thing. I completely started off with the wrong thing. An oven glove. Like, why did I think I could make an oven glove? They should have provided some acetate in this kit. I'm blaming the kit as well as myself, because if the template is that important, which it is, they should have provided some acetate in here. That's what you need. You can't just use regular foam and stuff. You need like super flexible acetate so you can pull the stencil out. Otherwise your glove's gonna all fall apart. So I'm blaming the kit and I'm blaming me. It's shared responsibility. Congratulations Congratulations, you have just felted a beautiful oven glove. No, I haven't. I haven't. You're lying to us. It's teasing us. It's taking the piss out of us. I haven't done anything. I've just made a mess. Anyway, I'm gonna go away and calm myself down a little bit because I'm very vexed. I don't know whether you can tell. But if I've alerted you to what can happen and the mistakes that can be made when you wet felt incorrectly, then I think this video deserves a thumbs up. Please. Anyway, I'm gonna go away. So I'll see you next week for a brand new video, and hopefully by then, this will all have been forgotten about. Weirdly enough, I feel like this is deja vu. I feel like I've been here before, and I don't know when, or I don't know where. I don't know, it's feeling all very familiar. I know I've had some like shitters before and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like I've done this before. No, I definitely haven't wet felted before. I would remember if I'd wet felted before, because like all these steps and stuff, I can't remember doing any of this. Because I've never done it before, I know I haven't. Well, I've got nothing left to say, I'm just gonna go away and, I don't know, punch a wall.